Welcome, Planeswalkers, to another Crispiwan Magic the Gathering Arena video. This is a pretty special one for me. We're climbing to Mythic, and we're pushing ahead into the final game. Hopefully, we're playing Squiggle Squiggle Squeak Squawk, which should be kind of interesting. I'm running a deck from Cullum. He put me onto this crazy Yorion deck with the enchantment. What's it called? Of course, now I can't remember. Looking at this hand, I don't think we keep that. And in this one, we should ship the Yorion, but keep. I think my initial thought here was to keep ship the planes, so I'm glad I changed my mind. I kept the planes, shipped the Yorion, because we can pull the Yorion in from the companion slot. Enigmatic Incarnation, that's the name of the deck, of the card. But anyway, so first thing we want to do here is we want to get that trio out on the board because it's tap land. You want to get it out as fast as possible so that it doesn't create problems for you later on. Our opponent luckily is starting off quite slow as well with the Temple of Silence, having to scry on his first go. We'll pull another trio and that's okay. Looking at those, we want to make sure we've got the right colors. Got to make sure we've got blue and white in our opening hand. Our opponent plays out a golden egg. Let's draw a card. We pull another Omen of the Sea. We're going to play the white mana here, and I think we're going to drop an Omen of the Sea straight away. Yeah, we'll shove the Elder Gargoyle to the back and draw the Omen of the Sun, because that means we get to play that on the next turn. Basically, just building up the board for targets for Yorion, for when Yorion hits things that we can recur using Yorion's ability. Birth of Melitas. Or Melitus from our opponent. Berthitus. Temple of Deceit, scrying 1. Treacherous Blessing is what we pull. Not quite what we wanted at this particular point in time. But we could stick down an untapped land and go for the Omen of the Sun on our next turn. Or at the end of our opponent's turn. I think that is what I decided to do. I didn't record voice while I was playing. No, I went for the Omen of the Sea straight away. Okay. And there's my Enigmatic Incarnation. That's great. I draw that straight away. I get very tense when I play matches that are too close to Mythic, and I don't do a lot of talking, so it's hard for me to concentrate, especially when I'm playing decks that not really my style of deck, but I'm really having a lot of fun with this deck. It's good fun to play. Here I want to get that Enigmatic Incarnation out as fast as possible. So just checking on which mana I should be playing. So I play the blue. Enigmatic Incarnation comes down, which means I can hit the first Omen of the Sea and bring in either our Llanowar Elfie dude or our Spirit to grab things from our opponent. I think on this particular occasion I went for the Elf card draw extra mana. Just letting my opponent know that I'm thinking. This is a very thinky deck. You've really got to think about what you're going to do. It does give you a lot of options. So you've really got to think through your plays to make sure you make the right choices. I didn't take it, so I didn't take the opportunity at this particular point. Okay. Interesting. What were you thinking, Crispy? So our opponent gets his little 0-4 wall down. His or her. Our opponent gets a wall. Okay, so we draw the Skyclave Apparition, which is fine. I think the Trium's got to come down now, unless we want... I see. So I'm pulling Yorion in. I'm starting to build towards a Yorion plonk. So we go with the Trium for now, and on this turn, I'm pretty sure I sacked one of these Omens to get a Llanowar Elfie dude. Yeah. Grab the elf, get the card draw. Also the extra mana on the board from the elf. So that's nice. Drawing a Fabled Passage is good. That was my dog. We love it when our opponent uses the castle to scry and shoves both of the cards to the bottom. It's always handy. I must admit, if I remember correctly, in this first game, our opponent really didn't do much. Didn't do much at all. Which kind of gave us free reign to just play, which was good. So we put on the Fable Passage, and we'll go get, I think we went to go get a black mana source, simply because we might need it. Yeah. Just in case. I mean, we've got one on the Triomes as well, but it's always good to have a basic, just in case you need the other colors from the Triome for something else. Yeah, and at this point we are in, and we bounce the Lenoir Visionary and the Omen of the Sea. Flicker them in, or flicker them out and in. We flicker them. Zip, zip. Of course, our Enigmatic Incarnation has got nothing to target this particular point because it's end of turn. However, we do get the 2 cards back thanks to Yorion. Omen of the Sea says we can have an Elspeth's Nightmare. Do we need that Triome? We can draw it off of the Lenoir Visionary now, which means we don't draw it on our next turn. We get something fresh, which is fine. So our hand is well stocked. It's 2 stocked, in fact. Our opponent plays down an Omen of the Sea, obviously looking for something, some kind of answer, some way of playing back at us. This little owl's got the shivers. I really didn't like that owl as a pet. I must admit, so far the pets have been fairly disappointing. I enjoyed the fox, and I like the bolt hound. I think he's great. If you click on him and he goes zipping around the board, I think that's hysterical. So I'm going to ship the Skyclave Apparition here. I keep forgetting that Skyclave Apparition can hit non-land permanent. It's not just creatures. I mean, I could have taken his little golden egg artifact over there as well if I wanted to. So Shadow the Sky coming in here for my opponent. But we draw an Atris, and everything is good with the world. Atris is one of my favorite. Oh, this is quite funny. I mean, how slow is that card coming down? Whoa. That was hysterical. Was a little nervous here that he had another Shatter, so I didn't want to run the Gargaroth straight into another Shatter. That would have been horrible on the next turn. So I went for Atris instead. Waiting for our opponent to make a decision. The timer is running down. Boom, 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 boom. It's like 24. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Yeah, no, he tried to fool me here into thinking there was something better than my dance. Dance of the Mance down there at the bottom, but no, Dance of the Mance, or Mance. I don't even know how you say that. Dance of the Mance, I guess. That was definitely the card I wanted. I don't think it's Mance. I think it's Mance.
Dance of the Mance.
No, well, if it's dance, then Mance should have a C instead of an S. It's a stupid sounding word anyway. Nobody says Mance, okay? Don't anybody ever say Mance, because that would be bad.
Mance.
No, shush, woman. Okay, so with dogs barking in the background, Enigmatic Incarnation gives us a Lenoir Visionary, which draws us another Enigmatic Incarnation. It's pretty cool. Endartha Triome, do we want to put it down? Do we want to play out the Omen of the Sun? Omen of the Sun gives another target for the Incarnation, so we'll play that up. Gain 2 life and 2 1/1 chump blockers. Our opponent sacks the golden egg to draw a card. Though, like I said before, if memory serves, our opponent really didn't do anything in game 1. I don't think they actually put anything else down on the board. I could be wrong. I'm just having a look to see if Dance can hit anything decent, but not yet. Callum and I were commenting in one of the group chats about how you've got to have a deck tracker for this deck, because otherwise your mind goes kaboom. Just counting up mana there just to make sure of what I can cast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I'm going to play out the Triumph for the 8th mana, which means that next turn I can play at least 2, 4 CMC things. I'm going to drop the Doom Foretold. I'm not sure if I did or not, I can't remember. I think I did play it out, yeah, there we go. Using the Llanowar Visionary, playing a second Enigmatic Incarnation, because hitting either one of those 4s with an Incarnation would give me a Thassa, or the Doodoo brings enchantments back. Can't remember what his name is. This is a white card. Put enchantment from graveyard onto top of library, gain life equal to CMC. Oh, or a Solemn, yeah. Somebody banned Storyteller. That's it. That's what he's called. So at this point, I think having the Thassa is probably the best option. We decline the second Incarnation. Once again, our opponent uses Castle Ventress to scry. And 2 go to the bottom. Doom Foretold kicks in. Our opponent needs to lose 2 life, discard. We get a Vigilant Knight. And we draw Kenrith. Banishing Light will take... Okay. I mean, the only target really there... Well, I suppose Atris and Llanowar Visionary. Second Banishing Light. Going to take one of our Incarnations. That's okay, because we have more enchantments in hand, so we're totally fine. Probably going to Treacherous Blessing. Or we could ECD to get our Banishing Light back. I honestly can't remember what play I made here. Could put out Kenny. King Kenny. Because you'll never walk alone. So ECD, probably going to hit the Banishing Light that's got our Thassa underneath, because I want the Thassa back, so that when I play Kenny I can bring Yorion back and then start bouncing things all over the place. Oh dear. And our opponent concedes. Us ECDing to get Thassa back. Alrighty, so a little bit of sideboarding. All I really did in the sideboarding here was took out a Treacherous Blessing and put in an extra Dance. I find them to be quite useful in this particular deck. So having a second one is good. And Treacherous Blessing always comes with the downside of whenever you cast a spell, lose a life kind of thing, which I'm not a huge fan of. This was a really nice opening hand. I was very happy with this. Very simple, very straightforward, but had everything we needed to get going, so... Pulling a Thassa probably wasn't the best thing, but hey, turn 4 Thassa, so, and it's on curve, so it's all good. It means we can start bouncing the Llanowar Visionary, drawing cards every turn. Our opponent plays the Birth of Meletis. First time we've actually seen them put something on the board that's not a Banishing Light or a Golden Egg. But I wanted to come out a bit more aggressively on this particular game, and so I was looking for the second white source so that we could immediately Skyclave Apparition, take out that Birth of Militus before our opponent gets the 2 life bonus from it. Also, it just does kind of annoy them a bit, which is always good. Opponent plays Omen of the Sun on the end of our turn. His flash, so he gets to draw that extra card right before his draw step. He's got the extra planes in hand from the Birth of Militus, which he plays out, so he's got 4 mana on the board, which is good. And we get Agonizingly Remorsed. At this particular point, I think it is Thassa that went. Yeah, there we go. But we pulled the Treacherous Blessing. So I have to play the green source out if I want to play the Llanowar Visionary, which is exactly what I think I was going to do. Yeah, we go, because we want the card draw. Here I was debating whether or not to put Yorion into my hand first. But I think this was the right move because it did pull an Enigmatic Incarnation for us, which we can drop out next turn. Or we can hold on to it for a turn, make sure we've got something for it to hit by playing out Omen of the Sun or Treacherous Blessing on our next turn and then dropping Incarnation the turn after that. So all in all, our hand is very good. We're definitely in the driving seat here. Also, I don't think we really need to play anything right now. So yeah, the decision is to put Yorion in hand. And, I mean, we could play the Treacherous Blessing or Omen of the Sun. But looking to play Omen of the Sun using the Llanowar Visionary on the end of our opponent's turn. Give Yorion a target for next turn. Our opponent scries off of the Omen of the Sea. One top, one bottom. Which suits me just fine. So it draws whatever that top card was that he put onto. Okay, so that's the white big land thingy that makes 2/4/4 angels, I think. Can't remember what that's called. So Arcanus Owl comes out and he pulls a Banishing Light with it. So we're pretty much assured that if we drop anything potent, he's just going to Banishing Light it. But on his end step, I think we do still play Omen of the Sun to give Enigmatic Incarnation a target, or even give Yorion a target. We draw another forest. So we'll play that out anyway for mana, because, you know, mana is good. But what we could do is play out the Yorion, give him the target for the Banishing Light, and then have the Skyclave Apparition for next turn to be able to hit the Banishing Light again and bring our Yorion back. So, yeah, I think that is the play I went for. So Yorion comes in, we bounce the Llanowar Visionary and the Omen of the Sun. Do not attack. We bring back those two. Omen of the Sun gives us 2 life and 2 1/1s. Visionary gives us an ECD. So either way, we have the ability to get rid of that Banishing Light that's about to come and take our Yorion. Opponent sacrifices Golden Egg, draws a card. Or was it a gain 3 life? Sacrifice the egg. Gains 3 life, I think. So down comes the Banishing Light, as suspected, targeting the Yorion. Yorion goes away from the battlefield. We draw an Elder Gargaroth, which is great. Now we can decide, how do we deal with that Banishing Light? Do we want to ECD? Because if we do, we've got a bigger target. So no, we just choose simple Skyclave Apparition, get rid of the Banishing Light, bring back Yorion. And with Yorion coming back, I'm pretty sure we're going to bounce the Visionary and the Omen of the Sun again, except we get denied. Deny the Divine Strikes. But that's okay. So this time we play the Enigmatic Incarnation. No attacks. Sack the Omen of the Sun, and we'll go grab Atris. I can only really see Atris being what we need right now. Although we go have a look. Oops, clicked the wrong thing. All we have in the graveyard is an Omen of the Sun, so no. So we're going to hit Atris, which is a good piece to play out right now. So Glass Casket is nice, but not great. So let's see what the other thing is. Oh, it's another Skyclave Apparition. Look at that. That means we can definitely get rid of that Banishing Light next turn. And then we have multiple targets to bounce. Well, I mean, we had multiple targets before, but we've got Atris and Llanowar Visionary that we can bounce. Both of whom are very effective. And a Shadow. So we're in really good shape here. So down goes the Skyclave. Hit the Banishing Light. Bring back our Yorion. Bounce the Visionary and Atris. I mean, if we wanted to, we could have probably bounced both the Apparitions as well and given him back a whole bunch of things. I'm not sure. I just can't remember when we decided to Shatter the Sky. Because now would be bad. What with having Yorion on the board already. Blue Mana Source, no attack. Yeah, we'll nail that Treacherous Blessing. Don't like the damage. And then the Laguna Band Storyteller, I think, is the correct option here because it will give us life and put something rather large back on top. So we go for the what did we do? We went for Omen. Yeah. Although I suppose we could have gone for Treacherous Blessing, drawn another 3 cards next turn. And then just sacked it again. But then all we've got left is the Wicked Wolf. Yeah, so you can see also in this particular game, okay, so we got, I think we chose the 2 cards for the, no, we chose the 1 because we want to see, well, yeah, it's Omen of the Sea, which is better because it's card draw. Glass Casket is great, but we have to discard a card. You can also see that there was a weird DC between game 1 and 2, and so my tracker did not come up for this last game, so I had to try and mentally keep track of where everything was. And as mentioned before, this particular deck is slightly difficult to do that with. So it was a bit of a challenge. But I think we get there in the end. Yeah. So coming in with the Arcanist Owl, not quite sure what our opponent was thinking here because we simply just block with Yorion. You know, no brainer. Then next turn we can swing with a whole hell of a lot of things. Ah, thank you. Well now. That's okay. Does mean we have to kind of start again though, but it's alright. So Elspeth's Nightmare comes down, let's get rid of that 2/2 illusion. Negated, so no 2/2 illusion removal right now, but we'll Omen of the Sea. Draw ourselves a card. Don't think we need any more, I suppose. I mean, we draw the Omen of the Sun, which is good. Something we can play out. But we can Glass Casket something straight away. So let's get rid of the 3/3, yeah. Biggest damage. And then I think we're still able to play down the tap land. Yeah, so we do that anyway, because mana is good. Ditch that for Llanowar Visionary. It's the last one we've got. And it draws us a bright climb pathway, which is good. Our opponent gains 2 life off of their Birth of Melitus. They got a fair stack of land available, so they have mana to play with. But so do we. And to be perfectly honest, with 2 ECDs and 2 Shatters in hand already, we're kind of okay. Agonizing Remorse didn't worry me too much when it came in. I think the Elder Gorgoroth is what goes here. Which was a strange choice to me. But okay. And that stupid owl just going bananas. No, we draw another ECD, so in terms of removing things and pulling things back, we're kind of okay. We're very much okay, actually. No, main phase, Omen of the Sun here. I mean, our hand is just stacked with stuff, so we're really okay. Yeah, and we're gonna. The reason for the main phase was obviously to give a target, bring in the Wicked Wolf, smack down that 2/2, and then next turn we start attacking face, because that's what we should be doing. Put another Omen of the Sea, which is great. We'll just main phase that as a target for Enigmatic Incarnation, even though there aren't any more targets. But again, difficult to keep track here because of how much variance there is in what you can reach in the deck. So putting 2 of those down, just trying to draw some extra cards. Another ECD. Bottom both of those. I've got 3 in hand. I really don't need another one. The Triumph, we'll cycle that out. Just really riffling through the library here, trying to find something that'll give us an edge to just pull off a win as fast as possible. Always good to have that singular black mana source so that you can use the colors from the Triumphs for other things. But now we start to smash face, and that's, I mean, that's 5, 6, 7 damage on a turn. I did crack the Omen of the Sea here, but there's no target for it, so again, just a case of trying to keep track of what's in the deck. Opponent passes through their turn, comes to our turn. Did I? Yeah, we went for a scry. We had a look-see. May as well. So Yorion, we want Yorion. Yes. don't throw Yorion away, Crispy. Don't do that, pal. So odds are that Yorion was going to get counted, based on whatever else was going on at the time. Yeah, so Deny the Divine counters Yorion, which is fine. Because we've still got we've got presence on the board, we're doing fine. Our opponent's down to 6, next turn they die. If they don't have some kind of response or answer. So Banishing Light, I'm assuming for the Wicked Wolf, if I remember correctly. The biggest threat in terms of damage. Still means our opponent's open to 4 damage next turn. And if we wanted to, we could just get our Wolfie back with the ECDs. We like our Wolfie. We do. Even though he is wicked. Wicked cool. Wicked cool wolf. Yeah. Okay, and Doom Foretold is just the perfect draw right now. Will it resolve? I cannot remember. No, it will not resolve. That's okay, we're going for smashy facey. Put our opponent on 2. Then I suppose we can use one of our 3 ECDs to schlumph back our Wolfie. There it comes, our wicked cool wolf. And then we can Banishing Light. And put down our Dream Trawler. And now pretty much, unless our opponent has an answer, that's definitely so far game. But I believe there's a Shatter the Sky. Yes. This kind of got me worried. At this point, I was trying to chew nails. I was like, no, do not start a comeback now, you bastard. Cycle out that trio, bring me something. Bring me something. Glass Casket is not it. So this time I played out the Elspeth Conquers Death for just the simple reason that I wanted to be able to pull something back from my graveyard at the end of its cycle. I had nothing that I could go search for in my library if I sacked it to the Incarnation. So I had to hope that it stayed on the board until the moment, till its three Saga counters were up, but he Banishing Lights my ECD, which is fine, because I have another one. But at this stage I was starting to get a little panicky. Treacherous Blessing at this point is like perfect, because even though I hate the card for the loss of life when you cast spells, the 3 cards are perfect, and in those 3 cards is Kenrith, and that was just like, woohoo! So I lose a life, but Kenny hits the board, and that makes a big difference. And I've got no red mana, even though I'm trying to find it. So I can't give him haste to swing in for the kill straight away. It's the one color in this deck I don't have. But anyway, it was funny. Enigmatic Incarnation, nothing really to pop because we've got no targets left. So I just get rid of the Treacherous Blessing because I don't want to keep losing the 1 life every time I cast a spell. Omen goes for a scry. At this stage, I'm like, if you find another Shadow the Sky, I think I might just cry. But 2 go to the bottom, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, Fable Passage, that's good for us. We see that there's nothing happening there. Passes through his turn. If he passes through his turn, we've got Kenny, and we're gonna swing for lethal. We have another Enigmatic Incarnation. We've got 4 Shadow the Skies, and Elspeth Conquers Death, and a Glass Casket in hand. So I thought, let's just go for it. Let's just see what happens. Thankfully, I did not put down that Enigmatic Incarnation. Because our opponent, on 2 life, decides to be obstinate. There's the word, obstinate. They refuse to give in, which I totally respect. Never say die. And down comes an 8/8 Shark Typhoon Shark. So I was like, what? And then I remembered that Kenny can put counters on himself. And if I just had enough mana, I could just stop this, kill the shark, and then kill him next turn. So that's what I was aiming for. I just needed to get 1 more, and thankfully I had just enough mana. I think I'm left with 2 open mana. Yeah, I've got blue and white left over, but I had enough to make Kenny a 9/9 to kill the shark. And then it was literally just a case of what's next, pal. So we end the turn, don't do anything with the Incarnation, and our opponent draws his card. Not sure what it was, I think, but pretty sure that there's a scoop coming. Yeah, plays out a Swamp. Omen of the Sea, 1 last chance to see if he's got some kind of answer for Kenny. Both go to the bottom, draws a card. Another Omen. Again, I'm sort of going, if you draw that Shatter, I'll reach through this computer and strangle you. Oh dear. But there it is, the concession. And Crispy goes to Mythic, which is very exciting for Crispy. So yeah. But thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you do, leave a like, subscribe. It really helps us make more cool stuff for you. And we'll see you again next time. Peace.